was like walking and climbing to heaven. A camping city of trash. So devastating. The best thing about climbing Mount Everest is that you don't have to do it. So sad that humans destroy and trash such beautiful places. I will never understand the allure. It should be called the Great Cemetery of Everest. Should be renamed the Dumb Zone.
What's up, guys? We are the Micro Planet. I am Kento.
I'm Hannah.
And Brooke. Today's episode of our UNESCO Heritage Series is Mount Everest. So guys, do you know anything about it?
Mount Everest is the highest mountain on Earth, standing at 8,848.86 meters, or about 29,031 feet above sea level. It's part of the Himalayas, located on the border between Nepal and Tibet, an autonomous region of China. In Nepal, the mountain is called Sagarmatha, meaning forehead in the sky. While in Tibet, it's known as Chomolungma, which means Goddess Mother of the World. Mount Everest lies within Sagarmatha National Park, a protected area in Nepal that was established in 1976. Because of its outstanding natural beauty and exceptional geological features, Sagarmatha National Park was inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. It qualified under criteria 7 and 8, meaning it's recognized for its spectacular mountain scenery, dominated by the world's highest peaks, and for showcasing major stages of Earth's geological evolution, particularly the forces that created the Himalayas. The park also holds deep spiritual and cultural importance for the Sherpa people, who consider the surrounding mountains sacred, adding even more value to its preservation.
Great, now we know a little bit more about Mount Everest. We want to talk about current news, what's going on over there. We all know Mount Everest is really, really popular.
Right, it's so iconic, and it's all over the books, videos, and like movies and stuff.
So exciting, and maybe some of you guys may want to go there maybe in the future. But because of the increased popularity, Mount Everest is facing serious issues. So according to earth.org, increased pollution is one of the serious problems on Mount Everest, and that is caused by solid waste, human excrement, and dead bodies.
Yeah, because to climb the Mount Everest, I think it's a really physically demanding task, so people need to bring a lot of gear with them.
Yeah, also you need to bring a lot of supplies for you to last with your expedition, because it will probably take around like a few days to few weeks or few months just to reach the summit. And they just dispose the garbage everywhere because it would be such a hassle to bring it back.
Yeah, they need to bring tents, they need to bring food and extra fabric, and doing research, I even found out that they even need to bring like an oxygen tank, because when you go high up in the altitude, the oxygen levels are so low that you need assistance to breathe. And when the oxygen tanks go empty, they just leave it there because they're like just carrying empty oxygen tanks. It's such a hassle.
Right, so we are humans and we all need to release our waste. So basically in the mountains there's no toilet, so they just release their waste everywhere, and that causes a problem for the environment of the mountain. And the good thing is that the temperatures in the mountain is very low, and like if you release the waste it will just freeze, but when it turns to summer you can just imagine how bad will that go.
Yeah, and the bacteria and microorganisms.
Yeah.
The other problem that Bert mentioned was the dead bodies, right? To climb the Mount Everest is so risky and dangerous that some people pass away over there. To retrieve their bodies is so dangerous too that they end up staying there.
So according to an article, between 1990 and 2019, more than 300 people lost their lives on Mount Everest. Yeah,
That's a lot.
Yeah, it
And
is.
some of them actually become landmarks for the mountain.
And it says that currently more than 200 dead bodies are lying there.
Yeah, for example, have you ever heard of green boots? It is a person that passed away on the mountains and stayed there ever since. The person is unidentified, but he probably died there around 1996. And
That's so old, right?
Yeah, he's been there ever since. People recognize him.
I think the corpse is perfectly preserved because of the extreme temperature that the mountain has.
Yeah, it doesn't get decomposed. Speaking of death, Mount Everest has an area called Death Zone, which is an area that is so high in altitude, around 8,000 meters, that is dangerous for humans to be
Yeah,
in there.
8,000.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, and like human bodies just not equipped for that kind of pressure.
And I heard that's like around 30 Eiffel Towers stuck together, which is so high.
Yeah, imagine the temperatures and the air pressure and the
Yeah, all
oxygen
stuff
level.
there.
Another issue that those expeditions bring is the risk that local workers have to take to rescue hikers.
While these expeditions attract climbers from around the world, the greatest risks aren't faced by the visitors. They fall on the Sherpa people. For generations, Sherpas have guided climbers through the most dangerous sections of Everest, often carrying heavy loads and crossing unstable icefalls multiple times in a single season. Their deep knowledge of the mountain makes every ascent possible, yet their work comes with enormous personal risk.
To the Sherpa community, Everest is more than a challenge to conquer. It is Chomalama, a sacred mountain deeply rooted into their traditions. Despite the growing pressure from tourism, they continue to protect the land, support climbers, and preserve the cultural heritage that keeps this region alive. For example, last month in October of 2025, there was this blizzard that caused hikers to be stuck in their expedition, and they couldn't rescue them because it was too dangerous for everyone.
And according to a statement from BBC News from one of the hikers that were stranded, the blizzard is just so strong this year, and it was so hard for them, even if they are experienced hikers.
Well, now we know that Mount Everest has some serious issues about environmental or risking people's lives. We searched around the internet and found some mixed opinions about it.
Yeah, like the public comments is just really mixed, and like while some people shows positivity towards the expeditions, some people also make fun of the value of actually reaching the summit, and some people even said like the death zone should be the dumb zone instead. That's just so insulting for the people who is very motivated in reaching the summit.
And we also asked you guys, our viewers, to leave us some questions what you think about this topic. And these next two were the most asked questions. The first question was, why just not ban all climbs?
This is such a difficult question to answer, right? But first of all, I think it's because of economic issues.
Yeah, I think tourism is like plays a great role in the economy of any country, I think. And you know, Mount Everest is so popular, and the number of tourists that go there each year just generates a very huge amount of income for the country.
Yeah, it's basically saying like the country should shut down their main attraction.
Yeah.
And the second question was about wildlife, whether the situation now on Mount Everest is affecting them or not. Well, I think toxic chemicals and plastic wastes might be taken into their body and maybe affect their lives.
Yeah, and you know, with the waste and like the toxicity, it doesn't just affect the wildlife. I mean, it affects everyone.
It's just not supposed to be there.
Yeah, like you know, trash is not nature.
Yeah, true.
So with all this said, I think stricter regulations should be enforced about waste management, and you know, authorities should at least limit tourism, if not ban everyone. You know, and I think only experienced hikers should be allowed to have an expedition to the mountain, because you know it's so dangerous there, and if you lack knowledge about its risks, you might lose your life. If issues such as pollution will not be addressed, it could lead to the diminution of the mountain's beauty, and eventually the mountain will lose its prestige as one of the world's heritage sites. So, how about you guys? What are your opinions?
Well, I think the situation on the mountain is very bad right now, but I believe we can take small steps to improve the situation, and keeping the mountain clean, maybe installing waste infrastructure like eco-friendly toilets or setting up waste sorting stations will avoid hikers to throw away their waste not on the ground, on the nature, but in a appropriate facility, and maybe it will allow workers to take down those wastes properly to the ground. Preserving Mount Everest requires all of us to work together and be responsible.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah, I agree with your opinions about the issue, and I think I understand the importance of those expeditions for the Nepali government and economy. I think as the situation is right now, installing infrastructure and making it easier to collect garbage is a great step to take. However, in my opinion, this is just a clear reflection of human vanity. The need of approval for others that dismisses any other thing.
Yeah,
know?
is it really worth it to climb the mountain and like sacrifice yourself?
Yeah. I think it is just an extension of how human historically just disrespected nature and
for their own selfishness. Right?
yes. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's episode of the UNESCO Heritage Site series.
Yeah, let us know about your thoughts in the comments down below.
Yeah, and why don't you give us suggestions what topics you want to hear next time?
Until then,
Mic drop.